Hi everybody. I just want to fill in uh, what's going on in a blueberry farm here, and I hope we get some rain here today. Storms all around here, and I just want to show the situation of the deer problem that I have here. Hungry deer, they're really a nuisance, and this is a 4 acres here of the blueberries. There you go, the blueberries are right there. It's quite a large blueberry farm. And I bought this blueberry farm back in 2017. And I just want to show everybody what I do to keep the deer out. At least I'm trying to. So this is it. So what it used to be is they used to have a 6-foot fence all around the blueberries here, and I was told that they had a lot of problems with the deer coming in, and deer can jump over 6 feet, and I was told if they get a running start they could actually jump over 8 feet, 14 feet, I don't know. But anyway, this is what I did. I recycled some of the fence. Now this wasn't, I didn't do this all at once because I couldn't afford it. To put an 8-foot fence around 4 acres is a lot of money. So I recycled a lot of the fence that they did have around the blueberries right there. And what you need to do is you need a fence that it goes 8 or more feet high, because a deer will go up to the fence and they know how high they can jump. They do. And a 6-foot fence is nothing for a deer. They just hop right over. 8-foot fence, no, they think about it. And they try. I seen them get tangled in this fence here. So what I used here on my fence around the whole property is I use sheep fence or cattle fence. It's not cattle, that thick wire fencing. It's for sheep and goats and livestock. I used to call this livestock fence. And the fencing right here is about maybe 4 inches, 3-4 inches square, very flexible, and it's the lowest price fence, wire fence, that I found out there. I bought this fencing from Lowe's. You can buy at Home Depot. I bought rows of it, rows and rows of it. And this fence here is 4 feet high. So I bought four foot high rows. They come in a 350 foot row of fence, and I strung the lower end first, and then I put the other fence up above it, and I knitted them together by wires like this. So you got an 8-foot fence or more. I made some doorways in here so you can walk through, and that's what I use. And some of the fence I actually turned out so that the deer get scared of that. And if you leave a little dip in a fence, they will look at that and they'll jump over it. Also, I want to show everybody this. You know, see, this is bent from a deer. Actually tried to jump over back in the winter time. These posts here, I'm lucky. This post came with my farm. I recycled the posts, so I didn't have to really buy those. But they're $18 a post. So if you're going to put a fence up around your farm, it's very expensive. Very expensive to do it. Now, deer will actually see this hole here. Deer will actually see that hole, and they'll shove their way through. They don't feel the pain of a wire going into their body. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen with deer up here. I don't know if everybody has that problem with deer, but I did. And I ran this fence all the way down. So now some of the posts here, I got a little cheap here. Now you could do this. This post here is not pressure treated. They do rot away after a while, but you know, they all do. But this is an 8-foot post, but when you have to stick it down in the ground at least 3 feet. So it turns out to be a 5 or 6 foot post, but I put extensions on it. I just nailed it on, and that works. That works fine if you want to get cheap. See, look at that. See, I just put extensions on it, and it works. So you had to put a fence up, everybody. You had to put a fence up 8 or more feet to get above the deer attempting to get in to your farm. And they love to eat these blueberries here. They want that so bad. It's over 8 feet on 6'4", 6'5", and it's way up there. So make sure you don't have any holes. There's no hole here, and they'll think about pushing their body through it. And then, hell, here's actually the brand right here, everybody. That's the brand right here of what I used. I don't know if that helps everybody. That's the fence brand. That's not a fencing company. That's the brand of the fence I used. I don't know if that will help everybody. And I did have a couple trees fall on the fence over the winter, but you know, you just bend it back. So you have to get your fence up over 8 feet. Higher you can make it, the better. Because the deer will take advantage of it. And if you have a little hole, foot big, they'll squeeze through. They'll stick their hoofs right through that and push the wire open. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Deer are such a nuisance. They will devour everything. People say, why don't you just grow stuff that deer don't eat? What don't deer eat? They eat everything. All vegetables, all plants. They'll eat it all. They have a taste for what you like to grow and you like to eat. So let's walk over here. So yeah, you can see the fence now. This is how I did it. Another style fence I used is this right here. This is very expensive fencing, and this is the 2x4 inch squares. And if you have the money, I would highly suggest use this fence. And but it's very expensive, very expensive. So I used the sheep fence right here like that, and it was a lot cheaper. It does the job, everybody. That's what you want. You want something that does the job. Let's see here. Originally, see that tag up there? Originally, you would hang like tags on the fence, and the deer would see that, and they would get discouraged because they get scared of it. What happened here? Okay, that's getting pressed down from the bushes. I have to fix that. You have to walk your line too, because they'll find their way through it. In fact, I should see what's going on here in a minute. Well, let's see this. So this fence came down a little here from this here. Let's see if I can get to that. I'll have to go back there later, but you have to walk your line, ride your line, whatever you want to do. It's a mile around. I'm walking right now around this whole blueberry farm here, and I'll eventually put doorways in here, gates, so that I can get the machinery through here. Listen, I don't know if you can hear the thunder all around me here. So you just got to make sure that your fence is standing tall, because they'll see that and they'll take advantage of it. They want your crops, they want your stuff you grow, and they'll find a way to, they get real daring Okay, so over here, as you may have seen in past videos I did, I bought a fencing here. These are 6-foot stockade fences, I think they call it, and they're real nice. I put that up real nice for the neighbor here, so they have a nice fence. And this is 6-foot fence, no problem for a deer to jump over. This is what's left over, the old fencing here. I have to get rid of that, so oh well. So I had to extend the fence. I used to get this creepy feeling that deer were looking at me every time I come back here, and they were. So I extended it over 8 feet. I use extensions like this, wire fence extensions, and brought it up higher. And that was very expensive to do that work. And I'll show you a cheaper way that I'm getting away with here that works. Let's see over here. All that's been put up, very expensive. I wasn't able to buy it just in one shot either. Okay, so oh wow, that's one spot I didn't get here yet. Look at that. Shoot. All right, I have to get that. I better get that today. All right, so over here, I got innovated and I decided to get cheaper with it. So you can buy electric fence wire like this, and that will keep the deer out. Extend that over 8 feet, run a couple lines around, and that will work. And for the groundhog problems and deer, so walk over here. So deer will get confused when they see the wire here. They'll bunk onto it. And this is an electric fence now. This is a live electric fence. It is turned on right now. I use these. These are very cheap. They're only $2.50 each, $2.14, something like that. And I run around the whole vegetable area here. I don't want to touch the wire because I'll get zapped. And to keep the groundhogs out, I go down that low to the ground to see the wire. Groundhogs and rabbits, they get zapped if they touch that. And that keeps the animals out. And the deer get confused because they see a double line here, and they can't judge the distance properly, I was told. And if they touch this, they'll get zapped. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this. That was live. I'm gonna just put that back on again. Now it's live again. Live electric going through there. And I just want to show everybody what I use for the electric. Let's see, make sure this is not touching. Yes, it is. That's not good. Okay. You got to make sure it's not touching any grass or any fencing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it off because that's shortening out. But I gotta go over here anyway. So if you have electric fence, you gotta walk it too. So what I did is I bought the solar panel electric fence, and you can see it's activated, and it tells you that fence is okay, and this whole area is all fenced, all electric here. So I'm going to shut it off so I can fix the fence, and just have to keep the grass off underneath the fence line. Very important. So yeah, there's a lot to farming. You have to do a lot of maintenance. Okay, what moved? Okay, I think some, yeah, now that one moved. So if you want to do the electric fence idea, the electric fence idea works fine. It's a lot cheaper than come on, get on. It's a lot cheaper to do the electric fencing than to put a whole 6-foot fence around acres and acres of your farm. I put up the fencing. It wasn't done all at once, but so I gradually did it as I had money coming in from just saving my money. All right, this is all electrified. So this is another fencing. The poultry wire, chicken wire is supposed to keep the small animals out and discourages the deer. And I got electric fence inside, and it's starting to get creepy out here. You can see the thunderstorms coming in. I got a long way to walk back to my tractor because that's my drive-in, and I want to just show everybody how I do it, what you can use to keep your animals out. The animals, you don't want you have them eat all your crop, and then you don't get nothing and you don't sell nothing. So that's it, everybody. I hope that helps you a little. So I use the sheep fence. It's 4 foot high. Around a small animal fencing there, I use chicken wire. I actually dig it in 3 to 6 inches deep into the ground. I use electric fence. And my property goes back further, but this is, well, I just want to keep this confined, because this is it. This is where the profit is. This is where you get the money. I work for it a whole year. There's a time frame you need to work in, and if you lose the crop, then you don't get no money till a year later, and hopefully it's better that year. Last year there was a drought. This year it started out as a drought. Looks like we're going to get some rain now. There's the tractor. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's helpful for you. So when you're starting out, you got a choice. You want to invest in fencing right away. That's the best way to do it. It does keep the deer out. Bear is another story. I'd seen bear just climb right over it, but yeah, for the most part, it keeps the groundhogs out. Groundhogs are in here anyway. I can't stop them, but I do stop them with the smaller fence. So this is it. See that livestock fencer? They loved it. They just bounced right over that fence, the wooden fence. All right, so yeah, if you want to invest money, I would say go for this type of wire. It's cheaper. It does the work. It's 4 foot high, and you can buy it in 350 foot rolls and just string up the 2 rows. You can buy fencing wire that's 8 foot high, but they're probably the way to go, but it's very expensive and hard to work with. So this is how I did it. It's my idea. It's again my suggestion. Don't hold me on my suggestions. It's how I did it. It works for me. If you want to try it, I'm happy it worked for you. If you, it does want to try it. So hope you find a way to get around the deer problem in your farm, this is how I did it. All right, everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to get this tractor going and get in before that storm comes in here. And stop by again. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. All right, everybody, bye for now.